Jeez. Freaking late. Streaming now. I gotta go tag everyone. I'm live now. This is not good. No. Got carried away. Nobody watching, of course, because I didn't come and set up my stream. Okay. Should be going. I don't know what the hell is gonna happen. I'm really excited for Capcom though, because they've been making some of my favorite games as of late. I don't know, sorry, I'm just stressed out. I was playing some games earlier and I was running into difficulties and I lost track of the time, so I don't know what to expect from Capcom, but oh. Here we go. Capcom, here we go.
Welcome to the Capcom E3 Showcase.
Nice.
I'm your host, Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer, and I'll be your guide as we walk through the latest releases, news, and updates from Capcom. We'll hear from the Resident Evil Village team, share some news from the world of Monster Hunter, and get the latest
Monster Hunter,
on Ace
I don't care
Attorney.
that much about
Then
Monster
we'll wrap
Hunter.
up with some updates from our friends at Capcom Fighters. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Our first stop today, Resident Evil Village. The Resident Evil franchise continues to pioneer the latest and greatest in survival horror.
Amazing game.
The team has been blown away by the response to Resident Evil Village, which launched last month. It brought the world another chapter in this decades-long story as the franchise celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. I'm honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village, with a special message for the fans.
Another time.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's see what they have for Resident Evil Village.
There's nothing to fear.
Where's Rose? She's everything to me.
Great game. Great game. Had a lot of fun with it.
I think it's time you left things in my hands. Go on, rest now.
Village, Resident Evil.
Hi everyone.
Hi,
My
Alex.
name is Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's played since we launched the game in May. We hope you're enjoying this new chapter in survival horror. As a reminder, everyone who purchases Resident Evil Village will gain free access to our online multiplayer title, Resident Evil Re:Verse.
Yeah,
where players
Resident Evil
go
Fortnite.
head-to-head with their favorite Resident Evil heroes and bioweapons. I'm now happy to announce that Resident Evil Re:Verse will go live next month across all supported platforms. So head into the fray to celebrate the Resident Evil 25th anniversary.
Well, I got that because I got Resident Evil Village. I don't know how likely I'm gonna play Re:Verse because it's just Resident Evil Fortnite from what it looks like. Oh, okay. DLC, I kind of expected that. It was kind of
you,
expected
Kanda-san, for that
DLC,
wonderful
because that's what they
update.
did with
Next
Resident
up,
Evil 7.
some long-awaited news from the world of Monster Hunter. Whether it's adventuring
Monster
alongside
Hunter.
monsters or battling them with friends, we've got something for you. First, let's dive into the brand new story-based RPG entry to the series, Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin.
Monster Hunter, I don't care as much about, but it's still cool to see it get all this stuff, because I know it's a really popular franchise. Oh. Somebody's sad.
This was his fate. Red may have been strong and skilled, but against the awesome power of nature, he was merely a man. He never stood a chance.
All around, things just kept getting worse. But I heard that Guardian Ratha had survived and
Rathalos?
returned to Hekolu Island.
That's literally the only monster I know from
I
this
went
game.
there to see Red's old monster again. Then, of course, that's when I met you.
Oh.
You were given Red's kinship stone, and now a Rathalos egg. This is destiny.
Okay.
This is the legendary monster, Wing Ratha, the monster with the wings of ruin.
It's said that a beat of its wings can bring about waves of destruction.
Many people believe there's a
Again,
connection
Rathalos
between
is the only thing I know from
strange
this
happenings
series.
and the wings of ruin. The pits are appearing everywhere, and they're emitting a strange light.
Oh, so it's more turn-based. That seems cool.
What's this whole idea of forming kinship with monsters? How do you control them?
It's not about control. Monsters help riders of their own will.
Very How to Train Your
The
Dragon
bonds
vibes.
between monsters and riders are just like your bond with Tsukino.
What kind of power does Ratha really have? Why are all of these pits appearing? And who are those people who want to take Ratha for themselves?
Bad guys,
All
obviously.
I have are questions.
If there's worry or doubt in your voice, Ratha will become anxious too. He needs to know that you will protect him no matter what.
Oh, we got a
I
cat.
can sense the flames of his life
Ooh.
force weakening. The burden of such great power is too much for his body to bear.
Damn.
A voice. Can you hear it?
Riders can bond with monsters. Surely you can groove with fellow humans.
They have the power of kinship. They're friends.
Yeah,
They're
there's a
monsters.
cat, yeah.
Humans carry the strength of everyone they meet. That makes them strong.
Another cat, yeah.
My friends here
Third
taught
cat.
me that. I believe in the strength of humanity.
But you got pointy ears, though, so you're not a human. You're an elf or whatever. Seems interesting. Could possibly check it out. Who knows? Maybe. Palamute. Okay. Trial version. Okay, that's cool. Oh, amiibos. That's cool. You usually don't see that many third-party amiibos.
Looks pretty epic, right? And how about that announcement? The canine companion Palamute from Monster Hunter Rise will be joining Monster Hunter Stories 2 as one of the new monsties in the first free title update coming soon after the game's release. You can get an early peek at the game with the Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin trial version starting on June 25th, which also carries your progress over to the full game release just a few weeks later on July 9th.
Nice.
That's not the only way to join the hunt. Millions of you made Monster Hunter Rise a huge success earlier this year, and we have even more content coming, including a new collaboration on the Rise. Let's find out more.
Let's go!
Oh, this seems like more traditional Monster Hunter.
This is for my fellow hunters!
Oh, we just saw this. Capcom Collab 1. Oh, yeah, but that's between two Monster Hunter games, so that's not really that big of a deal. It's still kind of cute, though.
Good feeling. What will it be? Moon's blessing emerged.
Cool. Just extra stuff to the Monster Hunter. If you're a Monster Hunter fan, you know, it's probably pretty cool. I'm just hoping there's some other stuff, because... Oh. Hoping there's some stuff from some other games.
Kamura is like my second home.
You think you can take on Rondine?
Version 3.1, okay. Available now. Oh.
There has never been a better time to be a Monster Hunter fan.
I guess
with all
there
the new
hasn't.
updates to Monster Hunter Rise and the launch of Monster Hunter Stories 2 this summer. We can't wait to hear about your own stories of adventure.
Can we get some more Resident
That's
Evil?
not the only thing Capcom has in store for us this July.
Or maybe some
Fans
Devil
of
May
Phoenix
Cry.
Wright will have
Mega
new
Man,
chapters
Phoenix
to
Wright?
explore
Okay.
with the release of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. North American and European future attorneys
Objection.
will finally be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney Adventures and the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which were previously only available in Japan. You'll travel back in time to the late 19th century Japan and London to play as Ryunosuke Naruhodo, Phoenix Wright's ancestor, in this action-packed prequel.
Oh.
Now let's hear more about the story.
Oh, did this come out already, or?
This mystery.
Welcome to the center of the world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
This country is
London,
incredible.
eh? Hello, Governor.
I will become a lawyer. I have to.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder.
Who are you?
Herlock Sholmes.
Herlock Sholmes.
We must solve this case,
Okay.
Naruhodo-san.
Let us engage in the art of deduction. Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, what have we here? It would seem the truth is now tantalizingly close.
The
I see.
defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Objection! Your testimony completely contradicts the facts.
Oh.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
Oh, we got the Anubis scales.
You're the best lawyer in the world.
In the world? Oh, you got a license.
So we have 10 new
for that.
cases and 8 mini escapades where you can take on the role of a defense attorney. Now, we all want to see some gameplay, right? Let's take a closer first look at 2 gameplay features new to the franchise in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles: Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination.
All right. I've actually never played a
Hello,
Ace Attorney
I'm
game.
Jonathan, Capcom's marketing brand manager for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
Where to?
The Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
The
Capcom team is
Supreme
thrilled
Court.
to present 2 new gameplay features, Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination, coming to the Ace Attorney series.
While investigating to prove your client's innocence, players will come across conspicuous situations that require further examination with the help of Ryunosuke's legal aid Susato
Mr.
and
Shones.
the brilliance of deduction from Detective Herlock. Herlock
guy
will
looks
proceed
Russian.
to present his logic and reasoning spectacular, a grandiose yet flawed series of conjectures.
Mr. Roy look. Oh, that's a lot of assumptions. Bolshevik. Villain Bolshevik.
Ryunosuke and Susato will then discuss to correct the flaws in Herlock's deductions.
And this guy on the left.
At this point,
supposed to
players
be,
will be prompted to search for clues that help
supposed to be
identify
Phoenix
the
Wright's
errors in
ancestor?
the detective's logic and
Okay,
reveal the
I
truth
guess.
to the mystery. As players present new evidence and observations, Herlock will amend his deductions based on the new information. Upon uncovering the truth, Ryunosuke and Herlock enter into a semi-metaphorical, semi-literal dance that brings them to the conclusion of the dance of deduction.
Oh. What's going on here? Novovich Ballets. I love the poses. Oh. Pavlova. Ballerina on the run. Cause ballet is a bourgeoisie decadence.
In courtroom battles, players will attempt to convince 6 jurors of the innocence of their client.
It's a threat
Their progress
to
will be
the
displayed and
democracy
represented
of
by
Britain.
2 scales of justice, one black
Hylanus.
representing a guilty verdict, and one white representing a not guilty verdict.
Oh.
Objection!
In summation examination, take the stand to face off against the
Van
jurors,
Zeeks.
all of whom provide explanations as to why they've reached their guilty verdict.
That girl's just
You'll have to identify conflicting statements and sway the jury in your favor. Examine each statement carefully and select 2 contradicting
chap
jurors to
next
call
to
out the
him.
flaws in their logic.
Objection! I see. Explain, counsel.
Be ready to provide evidence from the court record to help prove the contradiction in their claims. When you successfully point out one of these contradictions among the jurors, you might just change their minds, too. With a slam of their fist, each juror you persuade will send a fiery ball towards the scales above and literally tip the scales of justice in your favor. Bring each contradiction to light and persuade the jury to help prove your client's innocence.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
This has just been a small taste of the exciting new gameplay features in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are very excited to get this game in the hands of both new fans and diehard fans.
Britain even allow a Japanese man to operate as an attorney? I don't know, Victorian
It already
Britain
seems like I
was
have
pretty
a
racist.
bunch of games to catch up on.
Still pretty racist
There are some
now,
exciting
but
new adventures and titles to look forward to. Well, that's a look at the new premieres from Capcom, but what about esports? Let's close out today's showcase with a few words from two of the stars of
Mega
Capcom
Man?
Fighters,
No Mega
Rob
Man?
TV and Vicious. They'll tell us what's
Mega
been going
Man?
on with Capcom esports, including updates on the Capcom Pro Tour, Intel World Open, Street Fighter League, and all the other content on Capcom Fighters. Over to you guys.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Capcom esports presentation for E3 2021. My name is Vicious, commentator for the Capcom Pro Tour as well as Street Fighter League, here with competitive Street Fighter V player and host extraordinaire, Hollywood, Rob TV. What's going on, Rob?
Oh my goodness, Vicious. Host extraordinaire. That just sounds beautiful. It has a ring to it, and I think that's the perfect word to describe what we have for everyone today. Street Fighter V, Capcom,
I mean,
E3.
Street Fighter V is cool. I'll play that
You feel the
sometimes.
electricity in the air.
Nice!
Nice! What? That was nasty. And there might be some people at home, Vicious, who don't fully know what competitive Street Fighter V is. The long and the short of it is this. We travel all around the world, state to state, country to country, and we try to bring our opponent's life bar from 100 all the way down to 0 and feel pretty goddamn good doing it.
That's right,
It's a fun
Rob. If
game.
you think you're the best in your region,
It's a fun game.
sign up for Capcom Pro Tour to prove it and become possibly a world champion at Street Fighter V.
The double perfect, the way he looked at the camera like... Would ever expect another man's controller?
So in this year's CPT overall, it's a series of tournaments that have $5,000 on the line for each tournament, but that money alone, that's not what's really at stake here. It's about making it to the granddaddy of them all, Capcom Cup.
That's pretty cool.
Item just reset in grand finals of Capcom Cup.
I don't know. I feel like I
behind
should
me,
care
you
more
can
about
see
this since I like
in
fighting
all of its
games, but I'm
glory,
just like,
the Capcom Pro Tour 2021 official stage
Red
and
Bull.
set, and that's a place that you are very, very familiar with.
That's right, we take all of our events and broadcast it live from this stage, and we check out all of the top competitors from each and every one of these regions. And speaking of, the Capcom Pro Tour has shaped up a lot. 2021, we have 32 events going on in the Capcom Pro Tour, spanning across 19 different territories. So there's so many opportunities for players from around the world to get that ticket into Capcom Cup this season. I'm absolutely excited because, again, that is a big change from what 2020 was into what we could expect for 2021.
And Mago is your first qualifier for Japan for the Capcom Pro Tour.
Not only can you catch the Capcom Pro Tour live on the Capcom Fighters channel, you can do so on a plethora of platforms. We have it on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Of course, if you don't catch it live, you can also check out the VODs for all the competitive studying you would need to become a successful Street Fighter V player, as well as catching some of the community-focused content that we have on Capcom Fighters. We have No Neutral, the official pre-show of the Capcom Pro Tour. We have sets where we take players from around the world and play off in an exhibition first to 10. Not only that, actually, we do have Street Fighter League that's happened season after season, non-stop action, 6 teams of 3, duke it out in this battle tournament.
is it just me? I don't remember the game being that fast, like the frames per second.
Street Fighter League is something that you don't want to miss because normally we only have
it seemed it was a little more
but
laggy.
Now, you actually have your teammates at your
But
back, and
I don't
every
know.
decision that you make is not just about you anymore.
Look for
Maybe
more
it's
news
just the
on Street
updated
Fighter League
version.
later this year.
It's Oki time. What's gonna happen?
Nice.
He checks it. He checks the movement.
Nice.
What's happening?
It's so good. Let's not forget, the Intel World Opening is happening right now. Top players representing 11 regions around the world are competing for their place in the World Finals happening next month. Be sure to check out the official website for more information, including current standings and broadcast schedule.
To commemorate this event, everyone who logged in during this period will receive an exclusive competitor title and dojo object. You do not want to miss this.
I might log in
recommend
then.
everyone to stay tuned for future Capcom Pro Tour updates on the Capcom Fighters channel.
And again, we've had so many events so far. We started off with the Japan region. We've had a couple of more events going on afterwards, but the action does not stop. In fact, we're going to be continuing off with the
I don't remember the game having that fast of
I know
frames
you're
per
definitely
second.
excited about that. 100%. I mean, of course, your boy
Not.
is from Ohio. Make sure you guys tune in to see the tournament.
You do not want to miss some of the
Ohio,
best
huh?
Street Fighter 5 players in the world compete
I've been to Ohio.
head-to-head.
So
Akuma.
to find better Street Fighter. I dare you. This is a game about being a world warrior.
I always like the commentators at these things. The commentators are funny. They're cool.
Obviously, they got a rivalry. I'm the best in the world.
This game has changed the lives of so many people here.
Ooh! Nice!
The pop-off! That's what I'm talking about.
I told you it's gonna go to the limit, and I ain't lying to the people.
I gotta say, I don't know that many big Street Fighter players. I just know Daigo from Japan, and that's it. Guile. All-American man right there.
Thanks, guys. It's been a really exciting season so far, and I can't wait to see how this plays out on the road to Capcom Cup. Remember to check out Capcom Fighters' Twitch and YouTube channels for more information and to watch the latest matches. So that's a wrap for Capcom at E3 this year.
Is it?
Let's recap what we all saw.
There's no big
Resident Evil
announcement
Village
at the
is
end?
back with the latest installment of the survival horror experience and RE-Verse as part of the franchise's 25th anniversary. We have new adventures to embark on in the world of Monster Hunter with Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, and Monster Hunter Rise. And don't forget to go back in time with the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles to tap into the family history of Phoenix Wright and solve new cases. Finally, don't miss out on the esports fun. Make sure you catch the latest matches with Capcom Fighters. There really is something for everyone here today. But don't go anywhere yet. Join the conversation on Twitter and make sure you check out the Capcom virtual booth on the E3 portal to watch all these videos again and more.
No
I'm
big,
Rachel Puerco,
no big
aka
announcements at the
Seltzer.
end.
Thank you for being part of the Capcom experience at E3 this year.
That's it. No big announcement at the end. Like no big announcement. Nothing big. Like no Mega Man. No Darkstalkers. Oh, wait. Oh, they made it sound like it was gonna announce something, but I guess not. Is that the end? I think it is. Yeah, that's it. That was it for Capcom. I don't know what to say. I mean, it wasn't bad at all, like really. It wasn't bad at all. It was just kind of like nothing really big, at least. Because I think, you know, the Monster Hunter games, that's not exactly, that's kind of old news. Because those games were out. Resident Evil Village getting DLC is pretty big, but they didn't really show anything for the game. They just kind of name dropped it because it released recently. And then Ace Attorney is cool. And the esports stuff is cool, but I don't know. It was better than Square Enix, I think, where it was like they spent half of it on like that Guardians game that apparently sounded a whole lot different if you were watching the non-DMCA friendly version where it actually had all the copyrighted music. But I don't know. I'm kind of surprised that Capcom got a booth, like a whole, not booth, but like a whole kind of showcase to themselves, because it's like they didn't really announce that big of the stuff. I guess the esports stuff is really big. That's kind of in my ballpark, but I haven't really followed esports that much lately. I followed a lot more when I was still going to school on campus, and there was a lot of esports, Smash, fighting game stuff going on there, but I don't really encounter it that much online now, so who knows. But Square Enix and Capcom, kind of mediocre, like some cool stuff, but kind of mediocre presentations. Tomorrow, though, 40-minute Nintendo Direct, so I'm very excited for that. We are probably going to see the final Smash character reveals, and after that, and then some other cool game announcements. But I think that's it for the stream. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. I started it later than usual on such short notice because I was playing Witcher. It was a really hard fight in there. I kept dying. When I finally got out of it, I was like, yes, finally. And I checked the time, and it's like. But honestly, I wouldn't have missed out that much if I had missed this presentation. If I'm being completely honest, like, no shade to Capcom, you make great games, but just I was expecting something big, and it just didn't happen. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I will catch you all tomorrow, hopefully.